This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, see how some local kids are helping fight crime in the Hazleton area. Hello everyone, and thank you for checking out FYI on SSPTV and SSPTV.com and in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513. We'll start this Tuesday with headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. West Hazleton police need your help to find 3 suspects involved in an attempted burglary. Officers were dispatched for a burglar alarm at the Puff and Stuff on North 4th Street just before midnight on Monday. They discovered signs of attempted forced entry into the building. The investigation revealed that 3 males exited the pictured vehicle and attempted to enter the building. When the alarm went off, the men retreated back to the vehicle and fled north on 4th Street. Anyone with information is asked to contact West Hazleton Police at 570-455-3733 or by calling 911. The Hazleton area is utilizing a new resource in the war against crime, the area's youth. On Saturday, a group of students from area high schools were invited to discuss a variety of problems plaguing the community. Those problems include gangs and drug and alcohol abuse. The new effort, known as Communities That Care, or CTC, was held at the Hazleton One Community Center in the city. Bob Curry is the founding president of the Hazleton Integration Project and the mobilizer for this new project. He says that HIP was asked to spearhead this new state program in the area. The new initiative focuses on seeing the community through the eyes of our youth. The process also includes a survey among students in grades 6 through 12. The surveys will be used to identify problems which the Youth Advisory Panel can then address. Last night marked the reorganizational meeting for the Hazleton Area School Board. Newly elected members Bob Fume, Mary Kay, Jackie Scarcella, and Vincent Zola took their seats, along with incumbent Tony Bonomo, who was re-elected in the November election. The new directors took their seats previously held by Brian Early, Robbie Wallace, and Marfie Yannick. The 3 chose not to seek re-election. Longtime board member Dr. Robert Childs lost his write-in campaign for re-election last month. The new board elected Clarence John as president and Zola as vice president. Bob Mahalik was elected as the district's representative for the Luzerne Intermediate Unit. Meanwhile, with no resolution yet to the budget standoff in Harrisburg, a finance meeting will be held next Tuesday, December 15th at 7 p.m. to outline a strategy for dealing with the financial impact on the local district. Fire safety is always on the minds of fire departments everywhere, but especially this time of year. Lisa Sugar gets some important advice on how to keep your family safe this holiday season.
If you're getting ready to decorate for the holidays, or maybe you've just finished, we have some very important advice for you, courtesy of the West Hazleton Volunteer Fire Department and Deputy Fire Chief Brian Cara. Thank you so much for being here with us to give us some life-saving information so people are safe, not only at the holidays, but all year round. You told me, we were talking before you came in to do this interview, about a personal story that really sticks with you, that makes you want to be here today to talk with us.
Yeah, that's true, and thank you for having me, Lisa. It's important for fire safety all year round, but 30 years ago when I was a young firefighter, I recall responding to a house fire, and it was a pretty bad one. And as we were cleaning up inside the house, I looked over, and where the Christmas tree stood simply was the trunk of the tree and a few branches that were left, along with the presents underneath it that were burned or melted to the floor. And for 30 years, that's been burned into my mind, how tragic it is to have something like that at any time, but of course, especially during the holidays. And we at West Hazleton Fire, we want to wish everybody a very happy and blessed and safe Christmas. And we believe that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and while we always stand ready to be that pound of cure, we'd much, much rather be that ounce of prevention, and that's why I'm here today.
Absolutely. That's one thing we've always hate to cover or report on, is a terrible fire in the area. And as there's no good time for a fire, but the holidays makes it especially worse when you hear things like you saw 30 years ago. So what do we do to stay safe? If we're putting up a real tree versus a fake tree, are they both, there are some things we should take into consideration? Yeah,
I mean, your preference, real tree or artificial tree, keep in mind that even though they may be fire resistant or fire retardant, they still are fuel. The artificial trees, the components they're made of, they are flammable. And of course, real trees, they're wood, we know that's flammable. So pretty much you're putting fuel in your house, and they're beautiful when they're decorated, but they must be well maintained. One of the first things you have to do with a real tree is please assure that you keep that tree watered. You start seeing needles fall off it. You need to take a little bit better care of that. You want to make sure it's watered because it is fuel, and if it starts drying out, and on top of that we're hanging ornaments and electrical devices on top of a wooden fuel source that we're putting in our house. And a lot of people see it as a beautiful Christmas tree, which it is, but you also have to see it as a potential fire hazard if it's not taken care of properly. And not only fires with the trees. Trees can be heavy, so make sure that the stand that you're using is secure and safe and that tree is not going to fall over. That could be a serious injury risk for young kids and pets and even adults. So you want to make sure your tree is safe and secure, and you want to make sure that it's well maintained.
And with the lights, we're taking the lights out and putting them on. What do we have to do to make sure they're safe?
Well, that's really important. A lot of people like to use lights that are 10, 15, even 20 years old because, hey, I bought them and I only used them for a month, so I'll put them back away. Time doesn't matter how much you use them. They still deteriorate. The coating on the wire deteriorates, the wire deteriorates, and you put them in bunches or wind them tightly. We all like to plug in our lights and make sure they're all working, but how many of us actually go through between the lights and make sure that all of the cords are good and all the cables are good and not frayed or broken? If you find one that's frayed or broken, don't get out the electrical tape, try to fix it.
All righty. We're getting a little short on time right now. I'm going to ask you to come back and tell us some more tips to make sure that this is a very safe holiday for everyone and that the fire company does not have to come to your door.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa, and great advice from the most popular Kara to appear on FYI. Well, FYI recently told you that the Schuylkill United Way had surpassed its 2016 campaign goal. Now word that the good news continues. Director of Community Relations Michelle Halabura says that an additional employee campaign has resulted in an extra $26,000. That brings the campaign total to $1,053,000. The original goal for the campaign was $1,016,000. This latest total is the third highest amount of money raised in a Schuylkill United Way campaign. Well, SSPTV is inviting you to share the holiday spirit by joining us for a very special taping this Thursday at the Laurel Mall. Our very own Sam Lassant will be joined by none other than dear old Santa Claus for a special taping of the Sam Lassant Show. Join Sam as he reads letters to Santa this Thursday at 4 p.m. in Center Court at the Laurel Mall. It's an event that will be fun for all ages, and don't miss the wonderful Apostolic Faith Church Christmas carolers as they carol their way throughout the mall this Saturday starting at 1 p.m. It's all happening at the Laurel Mall with convenient shopping hours this holiday season. The Pottsville Parking Authority will offer free parking for holiday shoppers for a limited time. Starting next Monday, December 14th through Christmas Day, there will be free parking at the 800 metered spaces in Pottsville. The authority decided to offer the free parking to entice people to shop locally and also as a way of wishing them a happy holidays. The free parking includes meters in the parking decks and near the hospital from December 14th through the 25th. The authority estimates that it will lose about $3,700 in meter revenue during that period. Before we go to break, I wanted to make a quick correction from yesterday. I gave you the wrong Facebook page for the group Voices for the Fallen. If you want to learn more about them and see how they're helping veterans, go to facebook.com/Voices for the Fallen. That's the number 4. Coming up next, more information from the nonprofit Brandon's Forever Home, plus your local forecast. And later in sports, former Hazleton area Cougar Sal Biazzi tells us about his trip with Penn State's baseball team to Cuba.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Every Tuesday, FYI brings you special news from Brandon's Forever Home, a nonprofit organization created to help children in foster care find their forever home. This week, we have information on how you can get in the running for a beautiful watch and help the kids at Brandon's Forever Home. Chaskin Jewelers, located on Wyoming Street in Hazleton, is having a unique giveaway that benefits Brandon's Forever Home. For a $2 donation per spin, you can take a chance literally on a Croton Roulette wheel watch. The winner will be drawn on Wednesday, December 23rd. The more you play, the more chances you have to win. All proceeds will be donated to Brandon's Forever Home. Come support the children in that contest. Also, now through December 11th, Luzerne County Community College Adult Learners Association and Circle K have teamed up to support BFH. If you order from Barnes & Noble, use the book fair ID 11713658 at the checkout, and a percentage will be donated to Brandon's Forever Home. Well, if you're looking for some unique holiday gift ideas, our Janine Mazurkevich has some relaxing suggestions.
We have some great gift-giving ideas here at McCann School of Business and Technology with Kayla, so listen up and we will give you some ideas for the holidays.
Yes, right now we have a special where if you buy 4 $30 gift cards, that's $120 there right off the bat, you get a free $30 gift card. So it's a $150 value for only $130. And as far as specials that we have at the spa right now, we are having a pomegranate and cranberry aromatherapy massage. That's just a basic Swedish massage, but then we add in your aromatherapy oils. And we have an immune boost there, aromatherapy massage. So with all these colds going around, I'm suffering from one right now. And the aromatherapy oils are eucalyptus and tea tree, so it helps open up the sinuses. So we have those going on. We also have a spa face treatment, which would be good for the sinuses as well. It's an exfoliation, and then we moisturize the face. It's really great.
All right, just to remind everyone at home, the opening enrollment is coming up here at McCann. Talk about the massage enrollment.
The massage enrollment's coming up very soon. The program can be done in 18 months, and you can, as long as you're going to all your classes on time, it can be done in 18 months. We're trained medically right off the bat. So you have all your anatomy and physiology and your medical terminology, so you can work in any setting, chiropractor's office, spa, you could do sports massage. I mean, really the possibilities are endless. So,
and it's flexible and you could actually own your own business.
Absolutely. That's the main goal of most therapists. I find that they go through McCann here and they come out on the other end and they decide, hey, I really don't want to work in a setting. I don't want to have a boss. I'm going to be my own boss. So I'm going to open up my own place and I'm going to do what I want to do, set my own prices, and I find that's what most people do, and it's really great. It's very flexible, depending on whatever you have going on in your life.
Great time of the year to make changes in your life as we head into 2016. We'll see you next week.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
It was another nice December day in Hazleton, and I think a lot of people are dreaming of a green Christmas, and they might just get their wish this year. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service now. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Our low will be 31 degrees with a light and variable wind. 4-day outlook. Wednesday looks mostly cloudy with a high near 43, south wind 5 to 8 miles per hour. On Wednesday night, 30% chance of showers, mainly between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. It'll be mostly cloudy with a low of 39 degrees. On Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 50. There'll be a calm wind. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. Our low will be 39 degrees. Friday looks very nice, mostly sunny, high of 50 degrees. Friday night, mostly cloudy, a low of 40. Saturday, another very nice day, partly sunny with a high near 52. And then Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 45 degrees. Green screen on FYI, your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Pick 2, 3, 9, pick 3, 6, 7, 6, pick 4, 2, 0, 5, 7, and pick 5, 1, 9, 5, 3, 1. When we come back on FYI, I'll have the FYI standard speaker scoreboard. Right now, you can't escape the long arm of law talk.
Hello again to Falvello Law Talk segment on SSPTV. Today we're going to talk once again about auto insurance. It's not a topic we can really cover with you viewers in 2-minute segments all at once. So today we're going to talk about really basic coverage in the auto world, and that's full tort versus limited tort. We've talked about this many times before, but it's always important to I think, to review it and make sure you know what you're buying as an auto insurance consumer. Here's the big difference. Full tort, you retain all your rights to make a claim regardless of your injury. Limited tort, you give up a lot of those rights. It becomes very subjective in the determination of how serious your injury is. And what that means is that unless you have a serious injury, as defined by law, you cannot make a claim for your pain and suffering. And that's very difficult to determine. As I said earlier, it's very subjective. But why leave that to chance? For a couple extra premium dollars, you buy the full tort, and for maybe another $30 or $40, $50 a year, if you give that up and buy limited tort, you could be giving up thousands in pain and suffering damages. It's something to consider very seriously. And even though your agent may say, hey, you have full coverage, that full coverage may involve limited tort. So ask about full tort and limited tort, and by all means, if it's something you can afford and something that you want, don't give up your right to seek pain and suffering damages for a few extra premium dollars.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Nosotros somos Penn State. That's how you say we are Penn State in Spanish. The Nittany Lions didn't hear a lot of that while they were in Cuba, but according to former Hazleton area pitcher Sal Biazzi, the Cuban people were very nice. The Penn State baseball team traveled to Havana to the Center for Marti Studies over the Lions' Thanksgiving break. Yes, there was baseball, but that's only part of the story. The Penn State Nittany Lions were the first United States baseball team to play in Cuba since the restoration of diplomatic ties between the two nations.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to play against the Industriales and play in Havana, and so to be able to hear their national anthem and see the pride of the Cuban people. And then also, anytime you hear the national anthem for the United States, and you're representing your country, it sounds different. So it was obviously a very special day.
Over the school's Thanksgiving break, the Lions played 4 games against professional teams from the Cuban National Series. That's the highest level of professional baseball in Cuba. I don't know if the American players had any turkey, but I do know there was no internet. Sal Biazzi, a former Hazleton area Cougar and a member of a generation raised on technology in the United States, says with no access to Wi-Fi, the team bonded. Biazzi and the team also had the opportunity to meet some new friends.
The last game I talked to the starting pitcher in the bullpen and stuff, and just asking him how he throws different pitches and what they do and stuff, and it was really interesting seeing they all their grips and everything are just so different than from up here. I knew some little words and stuff in Spanish, and then he would just show me things on the ball or describe something and show me an example.
Biazzi started the second game against Ciego de Avila. He struck out the first batter he faced and finished the game with 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 earned run in a game Penn State lost 2-0. The Lions picked up 1 win during the trip, but the stats will likely be forgotten. What will live on are the stories from their time in Cuba.
One thing I'm never going to forget about it is just how much pride, the players and the coaches and everything take in Cuban baseball, like how they play the game and how they have such passion for it, and how they get such good crowds and everything like that. It's almost like they play the game because they just love it so much. Sometimes up here, you see all these crazy contracts and stuff in the major leagues, and sometimes guys are playing the game for the wrong reasons. Where, as in Cuba, money is so scarce, so they play the game just because they love it and they want to play the game. One thing that really stuck out to me about them is just how they executed after we made mistakes and stuff. I saw every time they had an opportunity to take advantage of a mistake, they did.
Over the 9 days, the Penn State baseball team also attended lectures where they learned about Cuba's past.
It's just crazy, how far America and Cuba, just how different it was back 10, 20 years than it is now. How we're opening up relations a little bit.
Thanks to America's pastime, relations continue to grow between the two countries. The cultures are very different, but here or there, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game. You might have noticed a graphic in that story giving credit for the photos and video to Penn State students at the John Curley Center for Sports Journalism. While being a proud alum of the Penn State College of Communications, I want to give them an extra shout out. 8 journalism students made the trip to Cuba to cover the Penn State baseball team. The students' coverage was then used by media outlets back home like SSPTV, thanks to a partnership with the Pennsylvania News Media Association. Want to thank Sal Biazzi for his time, and hopefully we'll hear much more about him this spring when Penn State starts their regular season. Well, I can't take all of you to Cuba, but how about we go to a magical place I call the FYI Standard Speaker Scoreboard Land. In boys basketball, Minersville beat Tamaqua. Tamaqua had a fourth quarter lead in this game, but the Raiders could not hold on. MMI beat Panther Valley thanks in part to 14 points from Kyle Williams. Marion dropped to 1-2 on the year with a loss to Lehighton. The North Schuylkill girls team won their opener against Mount Carmel. Avery Jordan and Tiff Lepotsky had big nights for the Lady Spartans, and Marion won big in a non-league game, and Shenandoah Valley beat the MMI girls. Tomorrow on Sports, it's Dave Day. We'll talk about the crazy NFC East and the college football bowl season, and on Thursday we'll have some high school basketball highlights. Right now, a word from Bottlenecks. Happy Wing Night! It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Holy Trinity Orthodox Church, 223 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo, will be having a pierogi and halushki sale Friday, December 11th from 10 a.m. to 5:30. Please call ahead to secure your order, 570-929-2179. And finally, the Tamaqua Community Arts Center will be holding a Rocking Around the Christmas Tree Party on Saturday, December 12th from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Come out and enjoy Christmas stories, snacks, music, and crafts. For info, just call 570-668-1192. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Edward Bonja of Drifton. Funeral is Thursday at 9:30 a.m. from the McNulty Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. George Matisak of Freeland. Memorial is Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Our Lady of Immaculate Conception Church. Friends may call at the church from 10 to 11 a.m. The Heller Funeral Home is assisting the family. Colonel Stanley A. DeMore, formerly of Freeland. Funeral is Friday at 9:30 a.m. in the Immaculate Conception Church. Friends may call at the church from 8:45 to 9:30. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Shirley M. Spots, formerly of West Hazleton. Service is Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Christ Lutheran Church. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Carolyn Lazinski of Sugarloaf Township. Mass is Wednesday at 11 a.m. in the Good Shepherd Roman Catholic Church. Friends may call Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. Catherine Isabel Banger, formerly of Freeland. No local services were announced. And Lottie Ann Charsky of Clares. Arrangements will be announced by the Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Molly Timko of Hazleton. Molly, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
That's it. I'm tired. The show is over, but we're online all the time. SSPTV.com and breaking news at Facebook.com/FYI News 13 and also StandardSpeaker.com. We'll see you on Wednesday. Take it easy, everyone.